The setting sun bled across London's Regent's Park, painting the Rose Garden in fire and shadow. Asher Hayes, 28, a rising landscape architect, stood amidst crimson blooms, his dark skin glowing. His dreadlocks framed a determined face. He adjusted the iron locket at his neck, a weathered piece from his late father, grounding him. His tailored charcoal suit was a quiet rebellion for his pitch, a vibrant community garden for Brixton. Across the sleek conference table in the gleaming Shard Tower sat Lila Vance, 32, youngest director at Vance Holdings. Her blonde hair, sharp as the London skyline, framed a face of cool confidence. Her ivory suit was impeccable, but her posture hinted at amusement. Vance Holdings, her family's empire, held the purse strings for Asher's dream. His proposal, a living mosaic of murals and playgrounds, was his soul poured onto blueprints. Lila's team saw profit in sterile, high-end designs. The clash was inevitable. "Ladies and gentlemen," Asher began, his voice clear. The screen lit up with his design. A Brixton garden alive with color, paths, and spaces for kids and elders. This isn't just a garden, it's a heartbeat for a community overlooked. Brixton's families deserve a place where their stories matter, not just another concrete plaza. His eyes, fierce yet inviting, dared them to dismiss him. Lila leaned forward, her pen stilling. "Mr. Hayes, it's bold, but bold doesn't pay. Your design screams sentiment, not solvency. Our investors want elegance, not a playground that looks like a street fair." Her tone was cool, but her gaze lingered, a flicker of curiosity. Asher's jaw tightened, but his smile held. "Profit comes from people, Miss Vance. Families will flock to a space that feels like theirs. I grew up in Brixton. A local park was my refuge." "I know what this can mean." His words carried the weight of his past, a defiance of the room's skepticism. The meeting dragged on. As executives filed out, Asher packed his notes. Lila lingered. "You don't back down, do you?" she said, amused. Asher looked up. "Not when it matters. You'd know that if you ever stepped out of Belgravia." Lila chuckled. "Fair point. Look, we're stuck finalizing these plans tonight. Care to join me? We can argue over coffee, or something stronger." Her eyes held a challenge. Asher hesitated. He knew her type. Wealthy, charming, untouchable. Yet, a spark mirrored his own. Only if it's jazz and whiskey. He dared. Brixton's got a better pulse than this tower. An hour later, they sat in a dimly lit bar on Electric Avenue. The neon glow of Brixton painted Asher's face in blue and gold. He sipped his whiskey, guard up, but Lila's questions surprised him. She asked about Brixton, about his past, about the stories behind his designs. For the first time, he saw past her suit to a woman who listened. "You're not what I expected," Lila admitted. "Most designers pitch trends, you pitch soul." Asher leaned back. "And you're not what I expected either. I thought you'd be all profit, no heart." He paused. "Jury's still out on that one." She laughed. The night stretched on, their banter flowing. Asher felt a dangerous, thrilling pull. Lila sensed it too. But a shadow loomed. His mother, Eleanor Vance, with her prejudices. He didn't mention her, not yet. This moment under Brixton's neon pulse was theirs alone. As they parted, Asher clutched his locket, his father's voice echoing, "You're enough, always." Lila's card burned in his pocket. This was the first spark of a fire that would test them both. The Belgravia mansion loomed, a marble fortress under the November dusk. Asher, in a deep emerald suit, gripped Lila Vance's hand as they approached Eleanor Vance's 60th birthday. His dreadlocks cascaded, catching the porch lanterns. His iron locket pulsed, an anchor against the storm. Tonight, a black man from Brixton would step into the Vance family's world. "Lila," in charcoal, squeezed his hand. "You're enough," she whispered. But Asher's heart thudded. Inside, the foyer was a cathedral of wealth. Eleanor greeted them, her smile polished but thin, her blue eyes appraising Asher. "Lila, darling," she said, embracing her, then turning. "You must be Asher. Welcome." The pause before Asher's name cut like a blade. Sebastian, Lila's older brother, offered a nod, his smile not reaching his eyes. The tension coiled beneath the dining room's opulence. Eleanor's questions came cloaked in politeness. "Your work, it's so community-focused," she said condescendingly. "Isn't it exhausting dealing with such challenging areas?" Asher met her gaze. "It's rewarding. Every space I design gives kids like I was a chance to dream. That's worth more than exhaustion." Eleanor's lips twitched. Sebastian leaned forward. "I heard your last project, a Brixton Community Center, was rejected by our firm. Mismatched aesthetics?" The jab hinted at a past Asher had buried. Lila's hand tightened on his. "Sebastian, that was a board decision. His designs are brilliant." Asher's chest tightened. "The center was built," he said steadily, "funded by locals. Sometimes vision outlives rejection." His eyes locked on Sebastian's. The guests shifted. Eleanor's smile sharpened. "Of course, dear, but our family values tradition. Lila's future requires alignment." The words landed like stones, a rejection of Asher's roots. Lila's jaw clenched. "Asher's vision aligns with mine. He's changing lives, Mother." Eleanor deflected, night dragged. As they left, Eleanor's parting words were ice. "Think carefully, Lila. Love is fleeting. Legacy endures." In the car, Asher stared at the London lights. "They'll never see me," he said. Lila's hands tightened on the wheel. "They will. I'll make them." Tonight was a wound, but Asher's strength was his armor. The Clapham apartment hummed at dawn. Asher, 6 months pregnant, stood at the kitchen counter, his dark skin glowing. His locket felt heavier. 3 months since Eleanor's icy words, Lila had vowed to make her family see him. Now, Asher was carrying their child. His hand rested on his belly, a silent vow. Lila shuffled in, embracing him. "Morning, love." Last night, he'd told her about the pregnancy. Her joy had been instant. But Eleanor's shadow loomed. "We need to tell your father," Asher said. Lila's arms stiffened. "He's not like Mother. He'll listen." Asher turned. "Listening isn't accepting, Lila. We need to know where he stands." Lila arranged a meeting at a Soho cafe. Arthur Vance, Lila's father, sat across, slumped. Lila began. "Dad, Asher's pregnant. We're building a family." Arthur's eyes flicked to Asher. "Congratulations. A child's a big step, but don't expect your mother to embrace this. She's set in her ways." Asher's chest tightened. "Mr. Vance, this child deserves a family that sees us. Where do you stand?" Arthur met his gaze. "I want what's best for Lila, but Eleanor, she fears losing our legacy." "Don't push her." Lila's hand clenched Asher's. "She'll have to understand, Dad. This is our life." Arthur's nod was curt. Back at the apartment, Lila received a summons. At Vance Holdings, Eleanor waited. "I've heard about the child," she said, a velvet blade. "This complicates things, Lila." "Your future is with us, not him." She slid a folder, reports from a private investigator detailing Asher's Brixton childhood. "He's not one of us," Eleanor said. "I've ensured the right people know." Lila's face darkened. "You had him followed?" She growled, raw with betrayal. "He's carrying my child, Mother." "He's my family." Eleanor's lips pressed thin. "Family is legacy, Lila. He'll drag you down." Lila stormed out. She didn't tell Asher about the investigator. Not yet. Rumors began in London's design circles. Asher felt the sting. A client canceled. his inbox filled with veiled rejections. Alone, his belly rounding, he stood by the window. Lila came home, eyes shadowed. "Mother's behind this," she admitted. Asher's locket burned. "I've fought worse than rumors, Lila, but you need to choose, us or them." Lila pulled him close. "You and our baby," she said fiercely, "always." Asher knew love alone couldn't dismantle Eleanor's wall. He touched his locket, his father's strength coursing through him. He was a warrior, and he'd fight. The London eyes shimmered under a late winter moon. Asher, 28, stood in his Clapham apartment, dim light on his dark skin. Nova, his newborn, slept nearby. 7 months of Eleanor's rumors had poisoned his reputation. Tonight, he fought back. His fingers flew across the keyboard, pouring pain into an anonymous blog. "The rooms they lock us out of." He hit publish, heart-pounding, unaware of the fire he'd ignited. In her Belgravia condo, Lila sat sleepless, scrolling design forums. She stumbled on Asher's blog. His words seared her, stories of rejection, of carrying a child while slandered. She read late into the night, heart a tangle of shame and awe. By morning, the blog rippled through London. Journalist Kai Chen shared it on Twitter. "This is the voice London needs." Retweets flooded in. "The rooms they lock us out of" trended. Asher, feeding Nova, was oblivious. His phone buzzed. "Is this you?" "It's everywhere." He froze. He kept his anonymity. Lila drove to the mansion. Eleanor sat in her study. "Mother." Lila growled. "You tried to ruin him." She tossed the blog printout onto the desk. "They dig up your past to bury your future." Eleanor's face paled. "I protected our legacy," she said. "He's not our kind." Lila leaned forward, eyes blazing. "You taught me to build houses, but never to open doors for those who don't look like us. Asher's words are waking up this city, and you're the villain." Eleanor's composure cracked. Lila left, resolved. She had to find Asher. Back in Clapham, Asher stood by the Thames, Nova in a sling. The blog's reach stunned him, but fear gnawed. His locket burned. As dusk fell, Lila's car pulled up. "Asher," she said, raw. "I read it all of it." He faced her. "And?" he asked. Lila stepped closer, hands trembling. "I told her she's wrong about you, about us. I should have fought harder. I'm here now for you and Nova." Her words were a vow, but Asher's gaze was guarded. "Words aren't enough, Lila," he said. "Show me you're with us." She nodded, eyes fierce. The Thames flowed, a witness to their fragile pact. Asher's blog had cracked open a door. London was listening. Common buzzed. Asher, 29, stood on a wooden stage, his dark skin glowing under an ochre tunic. His locket pulsed. 9 months since his blog, tonight was the launch of the Unity Park project, funded by grassroots donors after Vance Holdings' rejection. Nova, 9-month-old, gurgled in her stroller. Asher's heart thudded. Lila was absent. Lila, 33, had spent months unraveling ties to Vance Holdings. Eleanor's refusal to fund Unity Park was the final straw. She'd walked away, eyes blazing, to start Groundswell Studios. But the cost was steep. Asher, cautious, watched her closely. Her actions spoke louder now. Asher stepped to the microphone. "This park isn't just land," he said. "It's a bridge between communities, between dreams. We built it because no one can lock us out of our own future." The crowd erupted. Kai Chen's camera flashed. Asher glanced at Nova. Lila was still missing. Then, a ripple. Sebastian Vance emerged, rumpled blazer, auburn hair. His eyes locked on Asher. He climbed the stage uninvited. The crowd hushed. Asher's breath caught. "Sebastian," he said, guarded. Sebastian took the microphone, hands trembling. "London," he began, raw. "I'm Sebastian Vance, and I've been part of the problem." He turned to Asher, eyes glistening. "I grew up in a world that built walls. My family, my mother, tried to tear down the man Asher is, the father of his child." He gestured to Nova, cooing obliviously. His words woke this city, and they woke me. I was wrong to stay silent. I'm here for Asher and Nova, to build a future where no one's locked out. Forgive me. Asher's heart raced. Nova's giggle pierced the silence. Asher's locket felt like fire. Sebastian's raw public confession cracked his guard. He stepped forward and took his hand. "Words aren't enough, Sebastian," he said, soft. "But this is a start." He pulled him up, fingers interlocking. The crowd erupted. "Mr. Vance, what's next for Groundswell Studios?" a reporter asked. Sebastian, still holding Asher's hand, smiled faintly. "We're building spaces that belong to everyone, starting here." Kai Chen scribbled furiously. Asher glanced at Nova, then at Sebastian, hope and caution in his eyes. As the event wound down, Asher knelt by Nova's stroller. "I'll prove it, Asher," Sebastian whispered, thick. "Every day." Asher nodded. Arthur Vance approached. "Asher," he said, gruff. "This place, it's vital. I was wrong to stay silent." Asher's locket pulsed. "It's a start, Arthur." Then a hush. Eleanor Vance emerged from the back, framed by the setting sun. She walked slowly, her eyes unreadable as they swept over the vibrant park, the laughing children, settling on Asher, Sebastian, and Nova. She said nothing, offered no smile. She simply stood, a silent, solitary figure, witnessing. Her presence was both a challenge and a question mark, a powerful, unspoken moment that left the audience wondering about her true thoughts. The Brixton Community Hub stood like a phoenix on Atlantic Road, its brick walls reborn with vibrant murals. Asher, 29, stood inside, his dark skin catching sunlight. His dreadlocks pulled back, his locket pulsed. A year had passed since Sebastian Vance's public apology. Nova, 18 months, toddled nearby. The hub was a haven for Brixton's diverse families. The hub buzzed. Asher led an art class. Nova babbled. Sebastian worked beside him, paint-flecked, eyes bright. Groundswell Studios poured every dime into this center, but the cost was heavy. Asher watched Sebastian closely. Trust was a slow rebuild. Eleanor Vance had begun attending events, her silver blonde hair stark, her pearls glinting. Asher met her with grace, but his locket burned. Today, Eleanor arrived. Her cream coat immaculate, her eyes scanned the murals. "Asher," she said tight. "This place is unexpected." Asher nodded. "It's a home for those who've been locked out, like I was." Eleanor's lips parted, but she said nothing, her gaze flickering to Nova. Sebastian's sister, Margot, arrived with her 4-year-old son, Leo. Leo ran to Nova. "Draw with me," he chirped. Margot approached, less rigid. "Leo loves it here," she said, hesitant. "You've built something real." Asher's locket warmed, but he only nodded. The turning point came during a fundraiser. The hub was packed. Asher spoke, his voice resonant. "This center isn't just walls, it's a promise. No one's locked out here." The crowd cheered. Eleanor stood in the back, unreadable, but her eyes lingered on Asher, then Nova. As the event ended, Leo tugged Eleanor's hand. "Nana, why don't you call Nova's papa family?" Eleanor froze. She stammered, eyes meeting Asher's. Asher knelt beside Leo. "He's my family, Leo. Always will be." The crowd hushed. Eleanor's face paled. "I'm learning, child," she whispered, eyes glistening, a crack in her fortress. She turned away, unsteady. Sebastian joined Asher. "You were incredible," he said. Asher's gaze softened. "We're not done, Sebastian." He nodded. "I know. I'll keep proving it." Arthur Vance approached. "Asher," he said, gruff. "This place, it's vital. I was wrong to stay silent." Asher's locket pulsed. "It's a start, Arthur." Eleanor's silence lingered. As the event ended, Asher and Sebastian found a small, exquisitely wrapped package on the reception desk. Inside, a miniature, perfectly crafted silver locket, almost identical to Asher's own. Empty, waiting for a memory. No card, no name, only an engraving. For Nova. Asher looked at Sebastian. He knew who it was from. Eleanor had given a gift, a silent acknowledgement more profound than any spoken word. The wall wasn't entirely gone, but a significant stone had been removed. The Brixton hub pulsed, a haven of love in London's heart. Its murals loomed, a testament to Asher's fight. His worth was his own, carved from Brixton, sealed in Nova's giggle, anchored in Sebastian's hand. The Thames sang a rhythm of victory. This night was theirs, but Asher's fire burned bright, ready for whatever dawn might bring. Thank you for joining Asher and Sebastian's journey through love, defiance, and triumph over prejudice. Their story, woven in London's vibrant heart, reminds us that homes are built on love and understanding. What moved you most? Was it Asher's unyielding spirit, Sebastian's redemption, or Nova's innocent spark? And what do you think Eleanor's silent gift truly means for their future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear how this resonated with you. Share where you're listening from, London, New York, or beyond, and what time it is there. Your support lights up our storytelling, so please like, share, and subscribe for more tales that inspire. Until next time, keep fighting, keep shining, and we'll see you in the next story.